You're listening to Swerve, motivating teens to take a positive route. Let's get rerouted.
And welcome back to Swerve Teen Talk Radio right here on Pure Radio AM 1320 FM 103.7. You're sitting in with your man Frank for Reals. And let's get back into some of the meat of the matter. We're talking about music, and I like the comment that Jac'quez was saying before we went to break. That you listen to you're listening to the right music even before you go to sleep, because that get in your spirit. And one thing I do know from being in the music industry for a minute or two and meeting certain producers and everything, they talk about how music is produced with that spirit. So I want you guys to get into some more detail about the influence of music from the secular standpoint, and why it's important that teens and parents pay attention to what's being played, what's going on in your house.
Right. Just like you said, there is a demonic spirit behind a lot of the music. I'm not going to go ahead and say that everything secular is the devil. But there is a lot of music, and even in hip hop, to where if you go and do your own studies, so that you can make your own judgments, that if you see things, there's different signs that they throw up, and like they say, they do have rituals that they perform, and we got to understand that back before any of us was here, that Satan, which was Lucifer, he was the worship leader, and he was able to pull a third of the angels just because of how beautiful he was and the music that he played. The music that just came forth from him. So I think that that's the same device that's taking out our teens, taking out our generation today. And so we have to counteract. I also go in and listen to music, because with us being in the gospel realm, in the rap realm, we have to put our ear to see what's happening.
What do you all think about that?
I feel like music is a universal language. Music is something that brings everybody together, and the devil knows that. And like he said, the devil was the angel of music. So he uses music to make us fall for sin. And I feel like when you're listening to secular music, you may not know it or not, but it's entering into your subconscious. So you may say, okay, I'm not following, like I'm not having sex, But shortly after a while, you keep listening to that, you're gonna start acting out because it's entered into your spirit. It leaves a deposit every time you listen to it. So you just gotta guard your heart and guard your spirit.
That's true. Now, and you being you're a minister of music, or you write and play music, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you have some insight on that, because I'm sure that as you're preparing to play, do you write music as well?
No, sir.
Okay, so you just play. So even the preparation of playing, I'm sure that there's prayer time that's involved. Now, I would imagine if it's done on this side, imagine what has to be done on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
So what preparations do you make going into being able to bless the people of God before you go into play?
Well, for one, I have to make sure that my life is aligning to the music that I sing. If my life isn't aligning to it, then I can't really minister. And for one, when you're coming from that place, music plants a seed. It'll plant a negative seed or positive seed. So you have to make sure that the purpose of the song, the content of the lyrics, and the style of music does affect what comes from it. So when I'm preparing, I make sure that the purpose of the song edifies God. And for one, it causes people to worship God. And two, the lyrics is something that can relate to the people. And it'll come from the word, basically. So that's mainly where I come from.
That's good. How much influence or involvement do you think parents should have in the role of what their kids or their teens are listening to?
I feel like as parents, they should have a lot of involvement in that, because they should be spiritually aware of what their children listens to. And as far as what they listen to, they should set a standard in their house what their kids should listen to, because if they're allowing their kids to listen to certain music, then they're basically allowing other demons or spirits to enter into them because they're not spiritually aware. So I feel like when it comes down to music, parents should really, really take control and take charge over what their children listen to.
There are studies that show what music affects the emotions, different parts of the brain. There are studies by genre, pop, hip hop, rock, and if you listen to certain kinds of music, you are categorized to act and respond in certain kinds of ways. So they may say like a hip hop person may be aggressive, rock person may be aggressive. So the other thing that I notice is that because music is so far off in our culture,
Right.
It's getting to people. People are shaping and affecting our culture.
Correct.
It's definitely important to pay attention to what you listen to if we are the ones that are shaping culture,
Right.
and if music is everywhere. So we're going to get back into some more dialogue after we go to this next track by my man T Green. And this next track that we're going to play is called Spiritual Theory. This is the newest one that you've released, right?
Yeah, it's the newest one. It features Proselyte and Big J. It's called Spiritual Theory.
Okay, and I had a chance to check this out on my own time, and I really like this one. And so now,
To God be the
now
glory.
before we go into it, now again, when I was writing, before I performed, I paid detailed attention as to what I was about to write.
Correct.
I had a vision of my audience.
Mm-hmm.
How do you prepare to write a song?
Actually, sometimes it's kind of I'm gonna say strange, but it's just like God may just give me something.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I may have writer's block.
Yeah.
To where I want to write something, but I can't.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden something just comes to my mind, and it just starts flowing. And what I like to write is I keep it spiritual, but if you listen to my music, listen to any of my music, I keep it, as they say, real, but I keep it relatable. I'm not in the third heavens, rapping Jesus that lets you know, hey man, I've been where you are. So that's how it is.
And that I can attest to, because going to your functions, I mean, you have a pretty nice following, and you have crowd favorites, and you do get a nice response, from the audience. And we've done events together. Now,
Right.
kind of sit back and say, man, this dude gonna take up all the show time.
Don't do me like
He's gonna
that,
take
man.
all my
Don't do-
audience, But it's good to be in the presence of someone
We
who
gotta
takes
rock
time.
it again together.
We gotta do
though.
it, man.
We gotta
I mean,
rock it again.
So look, we're gonna go ahead into this next track. This is called Spiritual Theory. T Greezy, this is your man Frank for Reals. Y'all swerve.